nice.
Long clothes, 1975. A using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends music bucket. Long clothes, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Long Boys Post 1975. Yeah, another Christmas video. I told you I love Christmas. I absolutely adore Christmas. So if you don't like Christmas, give me a call in the new year. There's probably going to be a few more of them. Yeah, in the doohickey, it says, you know, the random things I loved about Christmas as a child, you know, that just made it more Christmassy, made it just a wonderful sort of special time of the year. In fact, I'd go as far as to say the things that weren't actually sort of opening presents. Now, don't get me wrong, opening presents is, you know, a really, really big part of Christmas to me, but as an adult, I have, you know, a stronger sense of nostalgia and just, you know, warm sort of, you know, fuzzy feelings towards things that aren't presents. Now, I guess to some degree it's easy for me to say that as an adult because, you know, I never got to experience Christmas without, you know, having presents. So, you know, I'm pretty sure Ickle Dave way back in the day, if he didn't get his Generation 1 Optimus Prime, would have been properly pissed. But as I said, these aren't the things that as an adult, you know, I retain them, you know, sort of the fondest memories of. So I've written a few of them down and I thought I'd share them with you, and I'd be curious to know what sort of things, you know, you absolutely loved about Christmas back in the day as a child, I should say, that weren't necessarily, you know, the act of, you know, opening gifts. The obvious one for is the last day of school. I always loved, you know, I mean, I loved school actually, believe it or not, as a kid. I had, you know, very good sort of, you know, experiences at school, but as a kid, you know, oh boo, I don't want to go to school, it sucks. But there's no denying that going to school, you know, on the last day before you broke up for Christmas, you know, it was just brilliant, you know, just this overwhelming sort of sense of it, you know, impending, you know, excitement and, you know, seeing your mates. And I don't know, there's something nice about the last day of anything when there's something pleasant coming, you know, immediately upon the horizon. That one really got away from me, but it kind of leads straight into the next one. I remember whenever we used to, you know, break up for Christmas, my mum would go and get, because back then you had to have two separate TV guides. The TV guides were affiliated to different channels, so I forget what it was, but you had Radio Times and TV Times. I can't remember whether it was Radio Times that was BBC and it was TV Times that was ITV and Channel 4. In fact, back then, I don't even know if we had a Channel 4. In fact, that would have made TV Times a rip-off, basically, wouldn't it? Think about it, you're buying a TV guide for one TV channel. Anyway, sorry, getting away from me again, but yeah, so I remember like the first day off after school, we used to put the TV guides down there, me and my brothers, and we'll have like chunky markers, and we just flip through the pages one after you know, another, and just go, oh, Star Wars, circle, circle, you know, flip, 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 oh, Raiders of the Lost Ark, circle. And, you know, by the end of that, you know, like that day, there was these guys were just completely and utterly, you know, catalogued with pen, and we knew exactly what our Christmas viewing was. And I just remember that being kind of, you know, absolutely brilliant. You know, it was in itself was a very, very enjoyable act. It kind of brings me into the next one actually, which was thumbing through the toy section of the catalogues in the build up to Christmas. You know, that was, now that kind of is a little bit materialistic. Actually, no, it's very materialistic, but you know what I mean. Me and my brothers used to play this game where we'd sit there and you flip through the toy section and we'd all be there, and the first person to put their finger on the toy they wanted on that page could claim it. We would never get it, but yeah, it was just, you know, like particularly in the Star Wars and Transformers section, it was just weird, like, screw you, I got Optimus Prime, you got Bumblebee, size is important. Yeah, I just remember that being really, really, really cool. And visiting stores as well, that was a good one. Or walking down high streets, and I still like this now. I mean, a few years ago I used to go up to Christmas, go up to London every Christmas Eve, and my mates used to say, you know, are you mental? And I just, no, and I never bought anything. I just used to walk down Oxford Street in this sea of people with it, you know, some people would hate it, and I just used to take it, and just felt Christmassy, and I've always liked that, you know, and particularly as a kid walking down high streets when it's all decorated, and it's cold, and ideally if it was snowing, but you know, doesn't happen. But yeah, and then going into the stores and going into the toy section of the store, and you know, they got their big Christmas sort of, you know, lines of stuff set up, so you know, basically try and get your parents to buy it for you. And the nagging factor of kids going, I want. I absolutely love that. Now this one, and it's just kind of started, and I really like that. You know, when Christmas is coming, when all the TV companies changed their titles, or they start their, the advertising of what programs, and they outbid each other. And I've got this movie, we've got this movie, we got this Christmas special, and and particularly BBC over the years have just always had amazing title cards for Christmas. And I've always liked that. I've always liked the fact that the way they they advertise, or their logos, their presentation just goes, they change it for one time of the year, and it's Christmas. I think that's absolutely brilliant, and that kind of leads into the next one, which is when your favourite TV show has a Christmas special. It could have been off air for 6 months or whatever, but it comes back for a Christmas special. Such as, well, half of my Owning Fools and Horses box set are Christmas specials, because what was it, only 7 seasons. But yeah, let's put that into perspective for those of you who, so United Kingdom don't know what Owning Fools and Horses is. It ran for 7 seasons, but if you buy the entire box set, it's 26 DVDs, and the majority of those are Christmas specials. But it was just something brilliant. It just, I don't know, brought a touch of realism, didn't it? That, your favourite TV show, your favourite TV family, or even your favourite cartoon, that the real world would, encroach upon, that show or that programme. I mean, I still love it. I still absolutely adore Christmas specials, particularly since Doctor Who's been back. I always loved the Doctor Who Christmas special. And the other one, which is kind of a cliche, I know, and I say that, and I missed out on it this year, but that was entirely my fault because I was sleeping. It's decorating the tree. It's something, and putting the decorations up around the house. It's just something absolutely, I don't know, just wonderful. That's I'm trying not to gush, but yeah, it's just something, I don't know, simple, enjoyable, just fantastic, just epic. Just enjoy putting a tree up. I mean, you're sticking it, at least in our case, a plastic tree up with a bunch of stuff that basically is a fire hazard, and plug-in lights to up your energy bill, but it's brilliant, simple things that, when I look back upon as an adult, probably brought far more pleasure to me than the actual sort of, receiving of gifts. So, maybe I am the only person who loves Christmas this much, I could be, but yeah, I just, what is it for you? What are the sort of random things that just made Christmas that little bit more Christmassy? That's a really bad way to put it. When you were a kid, back in the day, that weren't receiving presents. Really like to know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.